Well, a landmark court ruling saying empowerment deals do not need to be topped up once a company is 26% black-owned, and companies should not be penalised for falling below this level. Joining us to unpack that ruling is partner at Webber Wentzel, that's Jonathan Veeran. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for your time today. I think this matter has been contested since, what, 2015?
It has indeed been contested since 2015, and this matter was brought to court by the Chamber of Mines with the agreement of the then Minister of Mineral Resources, Minister Ramakloti. And the focus of the decision was on the once empowered, always empowered provision, and secondly, on whether the Minister could use his enforcement powers under the Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act to enforce that 26% target.
Okay, so what does it actually mean?
Practically, it means that if you are a mining right holder and you have met your 26% historically disadvantaged South African ownership target and your BE partner sells out, you do not need to re-empower yourself. In other words, you don't need to enter into a secondary transaction to re-empower yourself to meet the 26% threshold.
So does that mean that then you can carry on without a black partner because somebody's already sold out?
Yes, and that's the crux of the case. The judgment should also, it should be noted that the judgment also contained a dissenting judgment, which indicated that there could be a continuing consequences for mining transactions, meaning that you would need to continually empower yourself, but that was a minority judgment.
Okay. Now, the argument here is that this is anti-transformation. What do you think?
I don't think so. I know the National Union of Mine Workers has said it's anti-transformation, but I think one needs to look at mining more contextually. If you look at mining, it's a cyclical business. It's high cost up front and you only realize profits 10 years down the line. One of the consequences of having mining companies continually re-empower themselves is firstly, it's very costly to get the financing for the black economic, your black economic empowerment partner, but also you don't allow the black shareholder to sell out when the market is high. And they could sell out when the market is high and invest in other sectors which are more lucrative. And remember, mining is a cyclical business. Sometimes commodity prices are high, sometimes they're low. And you need to sort of be able to take advantage when the commodity prices are high. And I think that has been to our detriment because we did not release a number of black talented entrepreneurs to go out and invest in other sectors, in telecommunications or in downstream beneficiation operations in mining.
One of the arguments is that this is going to mean that we may not see further empowerment in the mining sector, that there's going to be less deals taking place.
Well, I don't think that's a fair comment, and the reasoning is based on the fact that the new Minister of Mineral Resources, Veeran, is in talks with the Chamber of Mines and through them the industry at large. And I think it will be rather difficult for him to concede that there won't be other transactions. I think we will end up with a categorized approach to empowerment in the mining industry, and so I don't think that we would see the end of new black economic empowerment transactions. So
how do you see the unions then dealing with this particularly, and then communities as well?
Well, I think if you looked at earlier today, the Minister made an announcement that he is engaging with mining communities on the mining charter, so it'll be interesting to follow those developments. I think there's been very successful mining community deals done. One needs to look at businesses like Royal Bafokeng. Exxaro has had good traction from its empowerment deal. So there have been success stories. But one must also realize that the mining industry is cyclical. Not every commodity is in demand at a specific point in time.
Could this affect the deliberations then that are taking place at the moment around the suspended third iteration of the mining charter? Because there, the suggestion was to increase the ownership element to 30%.
I think it will impact upon mining charter 3, as we call it. I think, judging the reaction of the Chamber of Mines and the DMR, they've been very demure. And I think that shows a sign that the parties are engaging with each other, and one would hope that that is the case. So I think long term we will end up with a solution, but one that is negotiated and not found on the steps of a court.
All right. Thanks for your time.